Is the Kirk Cousins era in Minnesota really coming to a close soon? That's what we're going to talk about today. This past draft, the Vikings tried to trade up to get Justin Fields and maybe would have pulled it off if not for the Yannick Ngakoue trade last year, having a second-round pick. They drafted Kellen Mond. Their actions tell me that they are eager and ready to move on. They're tired of the massive cap hit. Now, there's three ways technically that this can end, one of which I want to eliminate right away as something that just will not happen, and that's an outright release. A pre- or post-June 1st cut would result in a $45 million dead cap hit. That ain't happening. So let's talk about the other two options here, starting with the trade. If you trade Kirk Cousins, next year in 2022, you eat $10 million in dead cap, but you save $35 million in cap space. To me, if you're hell-bent on being done with Kirk Cousins ASAP, this is the optimal solution. You save cap space, you get draft capital. There's just two dilemmas here. Number one, Kellen Mond, is he going to be ready? Right now, he's the new kid on the block. He just got drafted. It's exciting. It's sexy. The possibilities of his potential are endless. And I feel like, and I don't know whether Kellen Mond is going to be ready or not. I'm certainly rooting for the guy. But I feel like this happens a lot, regardless of the position. Oh, man, we drafted this guy and just give him 2 or 3 years and he's going to absolutely flourish. And then those 2 or 3 years go by, you check back in with that team. Hey, so about player X, is he ready? Is he good to go? And then they're like, well, he's all right. But have you seen player Y in this upcoming draft that plays the same position? Yeah, we're looking at him. I feel like that just happens a lot. So we'll see what happens with Kellen Mond, but is he going to be ready? If not, you need to have a plan B at quarterback if you are going to trade Kirk Cousins. So whether that's Kellen Mond or if you think you can get a first-round quarterback in next year's draft, you need to have a plan B ready. And the second dilemma is, well, who's going to trade for Kirk Cousins in that $35 million cap hit in 2022? I'll tell you who. The Denver Broncos. John Elway has been trying to figure out the quarterback position forever now. Clearly, they're done with Drew Lock. They just traded for Teddy Bridgewater. After next season, he'll be a free agent. They'll be looking to move on from him as well. I just feel like the Denver Broncos are the perfect team, the perfect trade partner that I'm looking at if I'm the Minnesota Vikings. And that's, of course, if the Broncos don't end up trading for Aaron Rodgers. What a shit show it's been over in Green Bay. But even if it's not the Denver Broncos, I feel like, and I know this is contrary to popular belief and the running narrative, no one wants to trade for Kirk Cousins in that contract. I feel like after the 2021 season, Kirk Cousins, that contract is enticing to trade for because it's a one-year rental, a one-year deal. This isn't some long-term 3-year commitment. A team that feels like they're a quarterback away from competing for a championship, that contract is enticing to say, okay, we'll commit to Kirk Cousins for 1 year. Or, worst case scenario, the second option is you let the contract run its course and wave goodbye in 2023. But I feel like that's a less likely chance of happening compared to the former as far as trading Kirk Cousins because, first off, the Vikings, they seem eager to move on ASAP. And if you can find a trade partner, get something in return while at the same time getting rid of that contract a year ahead of time, that's a win-win situation for the Vikings. Or there is the chance that Kirk Cousins just goes the hell off in 2021, top 5 in every major category, and the Vikings may end up saying, never mind, we'll keep you around even though we drafted Kellen Mond. I don't think the Vikings are going to do that. If anything, I feel like the Vikings would use that as leverage to drive up the price in trade talks. But I just feel like it's inevitable that the Vikings are moving on from Kirk Cousins, whether it's next year or the year after that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. This podcast is brought to you by Modest Brewing. They're open 7 days a week, including 2 hours before all Twins home games. You can check them out at 505 North 3rd Street in Minneapolis or at modestbrewing.com. That's modestbrewing.com. For a chance to win a $25 gift card to Modest Brewing, send me a tweet with the hashtag ModestTake. How do you see the Kirk Cousins era in Minnesota playing out? Do you see them outright releasing him? I don't. Do you see the Vikings trading him away? Or do you think the contract is going to run its course and he'll be a free agent and sign somewhere else? Or do you think the Vikings are going to sign him to another contract extension? Let me know your thoughts with the tweet, #ModestTake. The winner will be announced. This will be selected at random, of course. The winner will be announced, let's say, Wednesday noon, Central Standard Time. Next video is Wednesday. We'll see you then.